So here we are, we have it. You can see the building behind us. All right, guys, so I just finished filming a majority of this video, and it is just me sitting in front of the camera talking. So unless you guys are actually interested in like opening your own gym or business, I don't know if this is going to be the most entertaining video, because I really just kind of jump into like the behind the scenes of doing so. So you don't need to watch. It's not really the most entertaining, so sorry about that, but I think the information is really good. So if you guys are interested, check it out, continue watching. Thanks for the support. See you in the next one. All right, guys, so we are in it. I've been wanting to do this video for a very long time, just because when I started this whole process, it was very hard to find good information. You know what I mean? Like, there were some YouTube videos on people who were opening gyms, and it was kind of like a, you know, hey, I'm opening a gym thing, and it was, you know, kind of a cool and exciting video, an entertaining video, but there really wasn't much information as far as like the process and how they got there. So that's exactly what I want to do with these videos. Now, take it for what it is. I'm literally shooting all this stuff on my iPhone, but I think it's going to be really good information for any of you guys who might want to open a gym yourself, because I think it's just going to give you an inside look on like the process, the steps, all of the things that nobody talks about, nobody even thinks about. So just to get you guys caught up, August 20th we'll be in the gym. Well, technically it's just a warehouse right now, but it's going to be a gym. It's going to be PWRBLD Gym, the first, and it's going to be in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania, which is a suburb of Philadelphia. We're literally like 20 minutes from the airport, so it's just outside of the city, right off of 76, if you guys are familiar. Wanted to put it in an area that it could be successful, somewhere that I'm semi-familiar with. Some of the people there are familiar with me. I have a lot of clients down that way, so it kind of just seemed like a no-brainer. Kind of the Philly area is where I knew I wanted to go. This has been in the works for, I mean, we could go back to just when I like thought of it as a dream in high school when I first started getting into fitness and lifting weights. You know what I mean? Like, who wouldn't think opening a gym would be something cool, something to do for like the rest of their life? Like, what better way to live your life? You know what I mean? Especially if like lifting is your passion, which you guys kind of know, follow me. It's basically all I do. So, definitely been in the works for a while. Very excited to get going. Can't wait to open the doors for you guys. But I wanted to rewind it a bit, because this is the actual process that took place to get to even where I am right now was months and months and months. So I left my previous position in March, and like it was already in the works prior, you know what I mean, like towards the end of last year even. So I'm gonna just rewind a bit, and we're gonna go over some of the things that I needed to do in order to get to this spot, which is gonna be where we're actually getting into the location August 20th, which is only in a couple weeks. All right, so I want to try and put out one of these videos a week, and it's gonna hopefully keep you guys up to speed with the process of opening your own gym. Obviously, we're gonna take a step back, and I'm gonna speed you up to the point we're at right now. And for this first video, there's a few things that I wanted to talk about, and you know, these are the initial steps that I took in order to open your own gym. So you have to figure out money-wise. Opening a gym isn't free, and it can cost a lot of money. There's ways to do it fairly cheap, depending on the style of gym that you want. So for me, I wanted to obviously be able to cater to lifters, meaning power lifters, bodybuilders, even strong men, and anyone in between. And then I also wanted to be able to cater to some general fitness potential members. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone wants to go in and deadlift, squat, and bench every day. So I want to make sure that I was able to also cater to individuals who are interested in maybe some functional training. So obviously the focus is going to be powerlifting, bodybuilding. It is a power build gym. So obviously you're going to need a lot of pretty expensive equipment, powerlifting equipment. Because it's specific, it can be very expensive. Even bodybuilding, you know what I mean, different machines and stuff like that, it can cost a lot of money. So luckily for me, I was able to, work my ass off for many, many years through a lot of different jobs, and just, slowly save money. I've always been okay financially, at least with like not blowing my money on weird things. Like I'm not really, I don't really buy a lot of shoes or clothes or video games or, things like that. If I'm usually spending money, it's on like traveling or putting it back into my business. So I've had money saved up, but I'm also getting a loan, for some of the equipment, because again, it is very expensive to get some of the things that I want to get, the quality equipment, the big names, Rogue, Elite FTS, all of that type of stuff, very expensive. So figure out financially where you're at and where you want to be as far as, opening. You know what I mean? What you're going to need for opening, what you need to have in your gym equipment-wise. And it's not just equipment. That's one of the things people forget. There's a ton that goes into it. You have to think about, the flooring, paint, electrical with the lighting, air condition, potentially, fans. Getting like a big ass industrial fan, those are expensive. Cooler for drinks. I don't know. I could go on and on, honestly. But just know that you want to make sure you have a list. You want to have a business plan of here's what I need in my gym, and you want to price it out. You need to do some research. Like I've researched day after day after day after day, and I still do it. I've been doing it for like a year now. So make sure you have your money in order, because obviously if you don't have the money, you can't just start. You know what I mean? You can't just open a gym because you think it'd be cool. So make sure you have that down. The next thing is going to be figure out your location. I touched on that a little bit earlier. I knew where I wanted to be. Living in Pennsylvania my whole life, I'm pretty familiar with the Philadelphia area. I know people in the Philadelphia area, so it made sense. That's going to be, completely individual. You need to figure out where you want to be, but then also think about where you're going to be successful. You can't just put a gym anywhere and it's going to work. It doesn't matter. Like you could have a huge reputation and your gym could still fail because it's just in a crappy area. It's just the facts of the matter. That's for any business. You see that all the time. So make sure you figure out the location. Once you do have a location, find a realtor. That's as simple as making a phone call to me personally. I think my guys through Remax. So I called Remax in the area that I wanted to be, told them I was looking for a commercial space, gave them the square footage that I would prefer, which for me was like anywhere from like 4,000, like 6,000 square feet. So I gave them that information, and then they kind of go to work for you. So they'll find you locations that they've deemed, suitable for what you're looking to do. And this could take some time because obviously you have an idea for what you want, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's slim pickings. Sometimes, you might get lucky and the first location might be it. But like for me, I went and seen probably 10 locations and finally found the right one that I thought would be a great fit for me and what I wanted to do. So, find your location, find a realtor, have him find locations, and then the next step would be once you find that location, obviously you have to get a letter of intent from you, yourself, and whoever the landlord is of the property. And then after that, it's not always as simple as just like, cool, found the property, I want it. Landlord's like, cool. A landlord's gonna need different things from you as far as maybe like financial, background checks, different things, business plans. So that's a little bit of a process. Sometimes there will be multiple offers on a place too. So then it's like they can pick who they deem the best fit, and it's all business. So they don't care who you are. They're gonna go with who's gonna obviously be the best fit for them and pay them their money. So, little backstory. The first location I actually did find that I really liked, I had the letter of intent signed. There was actually multiple offers on the table for this place. They ended up going with me, just because I ended up like tweaking what they wanted for rent. I was able to do a little better than the other offer, I guess. Thought I had this place for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden my realtor contacts me because I haven't heard anything for a while. We're waiting on this contract, this leasing contract. 2 weeks go by. I reached out to my realtor, and he's like, "Hey man, like, sorry, but they ended up pulling out and they went with somebody else." So a third offer came in I don't even know, maybe a day later, a week later. But anyway, another offer came in, and this place just dropped me even after having a letter of intent signed, which is basically your pre-leasing contract. It's an agreement to terms prior to signing your actual contract. And that was already signed on both ends. But then they pulled out 2 weeks later, didn't say anything until we finally reached out. And they said that they were going with somebody else. So I was like, cool, thanks for wasting my time. Pretty unethical, but that's part of the game. Anyway, probably another month went by of looking for places. We finally found one, and it was a great fit. Honestly, better than the first location that we were gonna go with. So super, super excited. And then that process wasn't exactly speedy. So another part of the process, after I found my location, signed a letter of intent, I had to go through the borough of Conshohocken, which is the town that the gym will be in. And we had to go through a zoning approval because the gym is different than the industrial zoning that it currently had. And we also had to get parking variance. So that was a process that took over 2 months because they only do these application hearings once a month. So the first month you have to go and you submit your actual application in front of the council. And in the next month, they actually tell you, well, you go and you give your pitch pretty much and what your plans are. And then you will essentially get your yes or no based on if they like what they hear and they think it's going to be good, a good fit, it meets all the requirements as far as rules and regulations and all of that stuff. So we were good to go. We got approved. Now we're rolling. And everything was done right here in this building behind me. I would highly recommend, if you are in a similar situation where you need zoning approval, get a lawyer, because these borough councils can be kind of tough and they want to ask a lot of questions that you might just not even have the answers to. So if you show up to one of these borough hall, meetings and you don't have the answers, you just kind of come across like you don't really know what you're doing. You don't want that, because they start, looking at everything a little bit harder, asking even more questions. So one of the best choices I made was getting a lawyer. He was excellent, by the way, and we got all the approvals we needed. The leasing contract was official because it was all dependent on the zoning approval. So we got that. And then we're sitting where we are now, which is essentially just waiting to get the keys to the property. So I'm gonna wrap it up there. Again, I'm gonna try and do one of these videos each week to just kind of keep you guys up to date on the process and really give you an inside look. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, drop in the comment section. I'll answer them for you. And yeah, subscribe if you want to support the channel. Once we have the gym up and running, guys, I'm telling you, way more content, a lot of different tutorials. I'm thinking we'll be able to do a little bit more vlogging because we'll have a lot of things going on in the gym. It'll be, I think, entertaining, and I think you guys will like it a lot. Let me know what type of videos you guys would like to see as we move forward, opening the gym. Yeah, we'll make it happen. Thanks for the support, guys. I'll see you in the next one. So here we are. We have it. You can see the building behind us. It's 4,000 square feet. There's a good amount of office space. The gym floor itself is probably about 3,000 square feet. There's a car coming down the road. It's about to hit me, so I'm gonna stop filming.